Hello, this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you for joining me again today. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK, and on Saturday I took part in my Pootlers team. So I'm a part of the Pootlers team, which is run by Sam Hammond Donald, and we had a blog hop. And the theme was the new mini catalogue, which is like winter, autumn, Christmas products. And this is the card that I featured. Actually, this is the one that I featured. In traditional Christmas red and green, but I have also made this one in sort of a more alternative colour scheme, lilac and blue, balmy blue and Highland heather. And today I'm going to show you how I made it, but I'm also going to use a different colour scheme again. So today I'm taking a card blank, which is now let me think, 29 centimetres, and I've scored it at 14.5, and it's 10.5 centimetres wide. And then I'm going to take a piece of designer series paper. Now on these ones I used Heartwarming Hugs, which is the pack that this paper is from, and this is Snowflake Splendor. Love that paper with those little snowflakes. But today I'm going to use Brightly Gleaming, which is this beautiful paper here. It's actually got copper foiling on it. I'm going to pretend that that's gold for today because I don't have any copper embossing powder, so we're going to do gold. So I'm going to hope that the copper won't look too out of place. Anyway, first of all I need a piece of this paper, so I'm going to cut my sheet down to 5.5 centimetres, like so, and I'm going to glue that onto my card blank. So that is going to go there. The reason the paper was on the other side on one of these was not a deliberate design image. I actually made a mistake and I had my card blank up that way when I was gluing. But I thought, well, let's go with it. I don't mind it that side, but I prefer it this side, I think. So anyway, we're going to glue that there. So let's just take some Tombow. So a little bit of Tombow, very fine. If you can get it really, really thin, little bit. You don't want the big gloopy bits to be pushing out, making your project sticky. There we go, that will do, a bit more there. And this is just going to overlap a little bit at the top and bottom, and then I'll trim it off. Love this paper. I didn't use it nearly enough last year, and actually I had some left over, and I'm so delighted it's back in the catalogue this year. There we go. And then you can just come in with your snips. It's a bit gluey, but hey ho. And then just trim that off. And then you get a nice, really clean edging there with no gaps or anything. There we go. Now to make the bauble, we're using Tag Buffet. Let me find a stamp set. I have showed you several times before. I've used it quite a lot, this stamp set. So we're using the bauble from this set and the Merry Christmas. Love, love, love this set. So I'm going to take another piece of Whisper White. Sorry, I can't get comfortable on my chair today. Another piece of Whisper White. I'm going to use my Versamark. I'm going to use my embossing buddy. Lots of people have asked me about this. It's not in the catalogue anymore, unfortunately, but I did have a quick look on Amazon, and for about £3 or £4 you can buy one made by Woodware. Look for stamping accessory, embossing buddy, something like that, made by Woodware, and available easily on Amazon. Right, so Versamark with my bauble. I'm going to stamp it fairly in the centre because I'm going to punch it out in a minute, so I don't want it to be too near the edge. That way, and bring in my gold embossing powder. Slide the paper over. This is the least messy way I've found of using embossing powders, to have a container that's big enough to do the embossing inside it. Takes up quite a lot of storage room, of course, though, and if you're limited it might not be an option. And then bring in my heat gun. I'll just let it warm up before I focus it onto the project, so it doesn't blow any of the embossing powder off while it's still cold. There we go. And there we go, it's turning. Like I said, I hope this is going to go with the copper foiling on the paper. I think it's going to be far enough away to work. I'm okay with that. Right, okay, so I am going to, let's colour it first before we punch it out. So I'm going to be using Night of Navy, which is the colour of my DSP here, and Pretty Peacock, and a little bit of smoky slate at the top there. So I'm going to start with light Night of Navy. I'm going to do this panel here in light Night of Navy. I love these colours. This Christmas gleaming paper was these colours last year, Night of Navy and Pretty Peacock. And I want to say olive green as well, maybe old olive, possibly. I can't remember the green, but a beautiful colour scheme. And this is the light Pretty Peacock. Like so. So just do it all over. So when I use blends, I tend to do all over in the light colours first. I'm leaving the band free because I'm going to come back and do that in the dark. Pretty Peacock. There we go. And then I'm going to come back with the dark Night of Navy. And I'm just going to do the edges here. Just so that it's going to give it a bit of a rounded look when I come back in. And you can see how stark that looks at the minute with joining the colours, but when you go over that again with the light one, it will blend it all in. Like so. And that will dry a little bit lighter than it is at the minute, to give it some shape. Right, and then I'm coming in with the dark Pretty Peacock. I'm going to use the bullet edge of this one because they're quite small spaces. So I want to just do that band in dark Pretty Peacock. Don't know if my head's in the way here, is it? Getting over it. And then again, just the sides here in the dark colour. Like so. That again, there's not very much unembossed card for the colour to cling to. There we go, and then just come back in with the light one. And blend them all together. Lovely. Love this Pretty Peacock colour. If I turn it to the side, you can still see the gold embossing. And then I'm going to just colour in. You do need to be a little bit careful using blends with the embossing powder because I think the alcohol reacts with it, so just be a little bit careful. You can see some of the decoration has just dulled down a bit with the alcohol. But I'm working through it. Right, okay, I'm going to take my 2-inch circle punch and I am going to punch out, trying to get it central, my bauble, and then I'm going to take a piece of Pretty Peacock card, not that piece, where did I put my pin? Here it is, to punch the background. So this is the 2 1/4 inch punch. So if you haven't got any dies, these are really good value, these punches, because you can layer like so, and it just gives you a much nicer finish. Right, and that's going to go on there like that. So another little bit of Tombow, like so. Oh, and I just remembered I needed unless I do it in gold, I've just remembered I haven't got any white embossing powder here. Just going to have to nip next door to get my white embossing powder in a sec. There we go. And then I mounted that up on dimensionals. So I'm going to use big dimensionals, our normal dimensionals, and find some tweezers and just, there we go. And there. Did I do it centrally? Doesn't really matter, I'll do it a bit offside. There we go. And then I'm going to take a piece of peacock, pretty peacock. I'm going to do the message along the bottom. Just going to nip and get my white powder. I'll be 2 seconds. You probably can still hear me talking because it's just outside my craft room. There we go. Didn't take me too long. I got my gold powder out. I forgot that I needed silver as white as well. Okay, so embossing buddy. Making a real mess here. I started off all nice and tidy and now it's a complete mess. Tidy up a bit. There we go. And I need a Merry Christmas stamp from the Tag Buffet. Lovely Merry Christmas, this one. Really nice font, really nice size. Really love it. Right, okay, so I'm going to put that there. Like so, lovely. And then just bring in my white embossing powder, cover that over. And it's obviously too big, I'm going to trim it off in a sec. And then, oh, just smudged it. Just put my thumb in it, for goodness sake. Let's see if we can redeem that. If not, I'm going to have to do it again. What a silly thing to do. Oh, there we go. I'll just brush now. I've brushed the powder and it's sticking because it was already mixed with the embossing powder. So I'm going to bring my little paintbrush in to brush off those specks. Ha, saved from a disaster. Right, and bring my heat gun in again. And heat that. Looks lovely, this white against the pretty peacock actually. Really nice. Really liking that. This has done enough down here. It's fine. Let's move it a little bit away from my hands, otherwise I'm going to get burnt. There, that's done. Right, and then I'm just going to bring in my little cutter. I'm going to trim this down a bit, not too much. I'm going to trim it this way. Oops, need to get it straight. It'd be very good if it's not straight. There we go. There we go. And that is going to go across here at the bottom. So hopefully the link, the pretty peacock and the pretty peacock there will work. So just bring in some more Tombow and then I'll trim off the edges of this as well. Oh, I think we're getting a bit low on Tombow in this container. Got to crack open a new one. There we go. Put that there and then I'll trim off the excess in a minute. Now to decorate, I'm going to use the little sticky snowflakes, the self-adhesive snowflakes that I used on the others. And then I'm going to colour some gems, I think. So I've got some gems and I've got my little sticky snowflakes. So I'm going to use 3 snowflakes across the centre of the card. Oh, they're not going to show up very well, are they? You can see them in some lights, but they're almost transparent. It's upside down as well, that doesn't help. There we go. And then just to finish off, I am going to colour with the, couldn't find them for a minute, my blends with the dark pretty peacock or the navy. Navy, I think. What do you think? Do navy, because there's not much navy on that panel. So just use your blend to colour your rhinestones. This is the joy of one of the joys of blends. So you can colour your rhinestones any colour you like, and they will then coordinate perfectly. And we'll put one there. One down here. And one over here. And we are done. So we've now, let's move and make some space here. Oh no, I haven't quite finished trimming this off. Let's just trim that off. And there's that version. Very sophisticated version. This is quite a fun version. And this is a traditional version. So 3 versions of the same card there, but all made in exactly the same way. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing those today. If you need to buy anything, the link to my shop is below, or you can pop over to my blog to see the post about these cards. And if you want to ask me anything, I'm always willing to have field questions or whatever, anything at all, and I'll be happy to help. That's it from me today. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.